What is up, Nuggets? It's your boy, Killer Pizza, here with a brand new video for you rascals and rapscallions out there. First of all, I want to apologize for the blurriness. You can kind of see it on the Jason mask or these Blu-rays above it. I don't know what the fuck I did to this camera, but I'm going to get the problem fixed. But until then, I'm going to power through this because I want to talk about some horror movies with you ghouls and horror hounds out there. And we're going to do my favorite type of video, a horror movie collection update. These are all the titles I picked up in the last month and a half. And to be quite honest, guys, I'm kind of surprised I only have 6 titles for horror. Granted, I grabbed some other stuff, some indie movies, some comedies, but yeah, kind of a small haul, but I got some good ones in here. So let's get right to it. Now, the first one is one I wanted to see in theaters, but this was around still when the pandemic was in its peak, not peak, but bad enough that theaters were being affected by this. And this was a surprisingly hard Blu-ray to find at first, but now it's available on Amazon. I had to get it through Walmart, and that is Studio 666. This is the Foo Fighters horror movie. Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, his kind of brainchild, and I mean, I'll tell you what, these guys had to be horror fans to put this movie together. Dave Grohl in particular. I loved this movie. I've heard a lot of mixed opinions. I wish it would have done better in the box office, but all things considered, I was surprised by this film. Like I said, it's clear that these guys are big fans of horror to be doing a film like this, but it kind of came off like a Seth Rogen-esque comedy with their dialogue when it started, so I was a bit thrown off, but that's a style of comedy I really enjoy, so I thought that really added to this movie. And it had a lot of cool practical effects. Even some of the kills that were CGI were actually pretty cool and creative. And it was just a fun movie. If anything else, I would say it's maybe about 20 minutes too long. I could actually do a review about this in the future. I was kind of planning on it. But yeah, I actually really like this movie. Next, we have an upgrade because actually, where's that? The one I had before, I was in the mood to watch this movie. American Werewolf in London. Shout out to Tim Williams, friend of the channel, good friend of mine. His favorite werewolf movie of all time, and I just was in the mood to watch this. And I found out this is not region free. I bought this a long time ago, so I thought it was time to upgrade. I didn't get the 4K, but what I did get was the Arrow Video Blu-ray. So you guys know Arrow Video and Scream Factory are my favorite companies for this reason exactly. Look at these special features on the back. Look at that. Holy shit, guys. Yeah, this is a classic. I haven't seen it in a very long time. I was just in the mood to watch it when I put in that non-region free Blu-ray, and as you can see, I still haven't got to it. The sickness of a cinephile, I guess. But yeah, I need to check this one out again because I remember it being really good. It's widely considered the best werewolf movie of all time, and I recently watched The Howling and Silver Bullet and just adore those movies. So I consider The Howling the best werewolf movie at this moment. So I feel like, in fairness, I have to rewatch this, to see if it really hits as good as it used to. Because obviously, this is a very loved movie. I love it. Granted, I haven't seen it in a long time. Happy to have it in my collection. Now, you guys know I don't collect many newer horror movies, but this one was getting a lot of good talk. This is from A24, which they do a lot of really good work. And it's the movie X. I'm sure you guys have heard about this one. I got the slipcover with it. I guess nothing different underneath. But I don't know much about this movie besides the fact that, these younger kids, early 20s or whatever. I call them kids. I'm getting old. They go to film a porno, in some, deserted area. I don't know exactly even where they're at. But there's an elderly couple that lives near the filming set of this porno they're going to do. And they don't approve of it, so the older woman, I guess, kind of becomes like a ghost or an entity and kind of comes back and kills everyone off. Like I said, I don't know much about this movie. If you know more about it or have seen it, tell me about it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. I need to check this one out because anytime there's a newer horror that comes out, and I'd say the certain niche of horror fans like it, I feel like I need to check it out. And I need to explain that more because I feel like the modern day horror is like, Conjuring universe and kind of stuff more like that. That's just not really my style. So I heard this was a little more retro, and I guess more of like the old school diehard horror fans really ate this up. And I'm an old school diehard horror fan, so I'm going to give this one a shot. Next, we have one I also haven't seen in a long time since I was a kid. Anybody I talk to about this movie has memories of this just like fucking them up. And that is Fire in the Sky. Granted, this could be a little more science fiction. This movie was crazy. There's a little image on the back, right here. That's like the alien abduction. Pretty much, this is a story about some guy and his friends. I think they go out drinking after work at a bar, and he gets abducted by aliens, like you can see on the cover art right here. And he's missing for a handful of days, and it becomes a mystery, like where he went. And he comes back, and he has all these wild stories about being abducted by aliens, and it's based off a true story. As you can see, it's got the time on here and everything, and it is very creepy, very eerie from what I remember. And this is a memory I know holds up because, like I said, everybody I talk to about this has the same similar memory of like this movie really messed me up as a kid. I think it's the abduction scene, like I showed you that picture on the back when they bring him in the UFO. It's such a graphic and crazy, like they're doing all these experiments on him and he's just screaming and they show these aliens. It is some fucked up scary stuff, and especially knowing it's based off a true story, that just makes it more creepy. Because I mean, not to get too far into it, I'm not like huge on alien movies, but like Earth is so small, the universe is so big, there's got to be more out there. So the fact this is based off a true story kind of creeps you out, thinking maybe that did happen. You know what I mean? And isn't that what we look for in all horror movies, to get our to suspend our disbelief and everything? Another cool release from Scream Factory. I just wish it would have been collector's edition. That would have been pretty cool. All right, I have two more titles. These are Vinegar Syndrome titles. And to be quite honest, I mentioned just a minute ago that Arrow Video and Scream Factory are my two favorite horror labels, boutique labels. But I won't lie, Vinegar Syndrome is really starting to catch up because though they put out not even B movies, like C movies sometimes, some shit that's like unwatchable, that's just like garbage, I respect that they're preserving some of these films that maybe Scream Factory, Arrow, or other some other companies, 88 Films, Code Red, maybe aren't putting out. So I can really respect that, and the quality they put into these, their slipcover and packaging game alone is unbelievable. And so I'm going to show you the first one I picked up is Beware Children at Play. Now look, first of all, look at this slipcover, you guys. And like, I can't stress it enough. And I know if you're not a physical media collector, I sound like a nutcase. But if you are and you're watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, thick slipcover, that's nice. Like, I'm not a slip guy, but when I can get them, I love them. Now, this was a film, indie film, released by Troma, I think in 89, 90? Correct me if I'm wrong. This was known as one of the most controversial films they ever put out. Apparently, they played a trailer for this at a film festival before the airing of Tromeo and Juliet, and half the audience walked out because this movie is about a bunch of cannibalistic kids, pretty much. One kid becomes a cannibal, he grows older, and turns the rest of the kids into these zombie cannibals, and they kind of kill off all the adults, kind of like Children of the Corn, similar to something like that. But what this movie is known for, and I don't condone killing children or anything, but I also don't condone killing people, and I'm a horror movie fan. It's a movie, but this is known for like one of the most violent and graphic like final acts where the townspeople just rally up with pitchforks, guns, and weapons and just kill every one of these kids in a gruesome fashion. So like I said, obviously, I'm more laughing how ridiculous this shit is just thinking back on the scene. But yeah, very controversial title. I'm excited to check this one out. All right. And last but not least, I'm very excited for this. I never really knew about this movie growing up, and this is like right up my alley. Another shot on film movie, but this is a prime example on how Vinegar Syndrome is killing the game right now. This is a 2-movie pack. This is Video Violence, the Snuff Collection. Now, for one, look at that artwork. As co-host of the VHS days, I appreciate the VHS on the cover, and it has kind of like that bold lettering on there. little shiny stuff. If you can see it, I love the little sticker on the VHS. Then we got, here's the spine. Here's the back, Video Violence Part 2. Now look at that, you even have like the VHS tape. Now look at this packaging. This is something new. This is only something Vinegar Syndrome's really doing, as far as I'm aware. So you take it out of this big like case, this giant slip, and look at this thing. Like, that's gonna protect the shit out of your movie. And we have another slip underneath. Video studio. Oh yeah. VHS sale. That's so cool. It's like physical media ain't dead, and Vinegar Syndrome's helping prove that, because there is an audience and I'm a part of it. So take off this slip. We have the movie. Well, I'll open it up for you because we have two movies. We have Video Violence 1 and 2. We have, what is it? Video Violence and Video Violence 2, The Exploitation. Now they do something similar like Scream Factory does, where we have a reversible slip. So that's from part 1. Shake the hand. Sorry if I'm not giving you guys the best shot, but then you flip it over and you have the cover art for part 2. And I just had to flip this over, guys. Like, how fucking cool is that? That is so cool. It's like a Tales from the Crypt practical effect, like skeleton with the big dad cam. And that's probably what they, shot it on, found on footage. Like I said, I've never seen any of these movies before. I watched a trailer. This is what I'm talking about in releases, though. What Vinegar Syndrome put out. And I've also, I've only been to 2 conventions, Astronomicon and before that Motor City Nightmares, which I'll be at Motor City Nightmares on Saturday, the last Saturday of July in Michigan. If anybody's there, come say hi to me, like I'm some fucking celebrity or something. What a fucking asshole I am, right? But my point is, there's been a Vinegar Syndrome booth both times I've been to a convention, and they're the nicest people at this booth. And at least the lady was. The guy was kind of a dick, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, good company, good people there, and really great product. I'm glad to grab this. Now this is a fucking beauty. I can't get over this one enough. But anyways, I said I only have 6 titles, which is true, and I somehow rambled on for 13 minutes, but that's just how I roll. That's how I do it when we're talking about physical media, horror movies, guys. But anyways, let me know in the comments if you have seen any of these films, what you think, your opinions, if you want me to review one, if you got any suggestions for me, blah, blah, blah. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. You don't have to. I ain't begging for subscriptions or likes or comments or all that. If you want to do it, if not, I just appreciate you guys watching the video. Other than that, make sure you check out the VHS Days podcast. I'm going to shamelessly plug that every single video I do. That is VHS DAZE, VHS Days podcast on Spotify, where me and my good friend Nick Baker go back in time bi-weekly and talk about some of the best movies from the VHS days. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to throw one of these in. I think I'm going to watch... kind of want to watch Beware Children at Play first. Or maybe Fire in the Sky. I don't know. Either way, I hope everybody's having a great day. And shout out to Craig Stossel. Love you, brother. Anyways, Blood Guts Gore. I'll check you guys next time.